Welcome to Rewatch. We are on episode 5 of the Droids cartoon. This one is called The Lost Prince. Now, this starts a new story with new characters. This time, the droids get a job at a restaurant with a four-armed, orange-skinned alien, which is very closely resembling Dexter Jettster. Now, I don't think that's coincidence. I do believe that probably George Lucas had it in his notes that there's a chef with four arms who's orange and kind of gruff talking. And I bet that character, he's more humanoid in the Droids cartoon, but I bet that character developed into what we saw Dexter Jettster in episode 2. Again, it's not that he was copying Droids, but yet Droids was looking at George Lucas's old notes and getting their ideas from there. Another one is the big wheel racer that Grievous has. There is an iteration of that in this cartoon as well. Again, and by accident, it really matches up well, flows into continuity with the prequels now, right? Since they were using ideas that George would later bring into the prequels. And these modifications, you could say, were something that happened after the Clone Wars. The wheel, racer got a little bit of an upgrade later on. I like that. The droids go up for auction. They're bought by some kind of alien, but that alien makes a trade with a man called Jan who has a mining operation. So he trades his nice mining droid for he's not interested in getting the droids, but he gets the droids plus a third droid, which turns out not to be a droid, but a lost prince. Now, this prince has lost his memory. He doesn't know who he is yet. There is a bounty hunter who knows exactly who he is, and he pursues the droids and Jan to get him to cash in on the 40,000 credit reward on him. Now, as they enter into a restaurant in this episode, the Max Rebo band is playing. I love that. I love that continuity with the original trilogy there. Of course, this would be before they got their big gig at Jabba's palace. It is conceivable that they were playing in every dive they could just to make some money there. Now, the gang gets captured, which happens in just about every episode of Droids. The droids get captured and have to escape. But once they get into prison, they meet one of the people who was looking for the prince. He finds him, hands him the scepter, and the scepter is some kind of magic laser scepter or whatnot. But the prince regains his memory now, and he knows who he is. I don't know how he lost his memory in the first place. But again, this is a children's cartoon, so I'll ignore that. Anyway, they escape the mines. And while they're escaping, they have to split up into 3 different teams because there's 3 different tunnels. And of course, 3PO and R2 come across their tunnel, ends up where the bounty hunter is. And of course, they have to foil the bounty hunter and steal his ship to get away and escape. But all 3 tunnels end up being in the same direction. So, but why split up? I didn't understand that. They were on a time crunch, maybe. I can't remember. I don't think they were being pursued. They were just trying to evacuate like everyone else, but they split up in between 3 tunnels. What if one of them or 2 of them lead to a dead end? Then 2 of them are just caught, stuck, dead. I don't know. But I thought that was funny. Again, not overthinking this 80s cartoon, right? Overall, this is setting up another story arc with Jan, and later on another character too, who the droids will encounter, who will be their friend. And are they better or worse than Thal and George? Well, to be honest, Jan is basically a mix of, he's got the coolness and maturity of a Han Solo, but the youthfulness and exuberance and optimistic outlook like Luke does. So he's kind of like a mix of both, and he's very 80s. I'll just say that with his little bandana over his head. Either way, it's fine, and I'm excited to talk about this new story arc. But let me know, episode 5, what did you think of The Lost Prince? And I'll see you next time on Rewatch.